curling a tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline, tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
Wheezy. Phone home, Wheezy. And if you feel like you're the best, go ahead and do the Wheezy. We a phone home.
Wheezy.
Phone home.
Wheezy.
Got a lot to talk about today. We got the Detroit Pistons trade deadline.
Big news.
Does not end until tomorrow at 3 p.m., but there was a trade made, and it's also speculated there's more to come. Detroit Red Wings on fire.
Big news.
Did I say Red Wings?
Red Wings. What do we? The Red Wings are crazy good right now.
Let's go Red Wings.
What do we? I think the Red Wings are going to win the Stanley Cup.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has some stuff to say on the Myles Garrett trade. But first and foremost, I'd like to say the best Detroit Red Wings hats are at LCA. I went shopping today specifically for a Red Wings hat because I was motivated after Patrick Kane set the all-time record for shootout goals shot at last night in a victory.
Yep.
And the selection sucked. I went to 2 different stores. It was
I
all
ordered a couple
Jane.
hats online. Not normally good business acumen for me because I have a giant head.
Yeah.
I ordered fitted hats.
Nice.
Size 8.
What?
Yeah.
Aren't you bigger?
I don't know. They're the one yeah, you goddamn right, Nick. I have a fitted hat.
I don't think you understand that.
Yeah, you do.
Tell you want to say I'm
Are
like,
you bigger?
No,
Who
this
else has been in
wait
here?
a couple minutes.
she's like, it's good enough for me.
It's very big to me. No,
The big one's hurt.
I have a fitted hat at home that I got when I was in middle
This is
school.
a good listener.
That was the 7 3/4, and I tried it on, and like I could get it on my head, but it was tight. So I ordered the 8s.
Okay. That should give you a headache.
Yeah.
Like you were one a little too. I did it one time for like I think actually when I went with D-Mac to a Red Wings game, I wore a hat that I knew didn't fit, but it fit the fit. You feel me? It had a little fret. I regret it.
Speaking of fit, look at what he pays right now. He's swagged out, dude.
Yeah,
what the
God
fuck?
damn. He aged like 15 years to fit.
No, he looks like he reversed age.
That's what I'm
15.
saying.
Yeah.
He de-aged.
Oh, de-aged, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Like
yeah. Oh, he's going negative points of the
he
fit.
looks like Batman in
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
he looks
does.
like Bruce Wayne in
Holy
Batman
shit,
Beyond.
he does. That's crazy. He looked exactly like that.
Shout out Woody Page.
Shout out Woody Page.
Legend.
Nick, before we deliver the Michigan State news, go ahead and deliver the good news for Michigan fans.
The good news is here, fellas. They have landed the last uncommitted 5-star recruit to put a bow on this phenomenal recruiting class and this phenomenal cycle that Sharon Moore has put together and everybody involved. Because who knew what could happen when they just added a little bit of dough, fellas? They have landed 2 5-star tackles to go along with the #1 5-star quarterback in school history, best quarterback in the nation right now going in, and I'm super excited. They flipped commitments from these schools, fellas. Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, and Auburn. This isn't SEC territory anymore. Like, Michigan is right here to play with all the big dogs, and it's going to get scary in Ann Arbor if, half of these guys pan out. We'll see who, leaves and whatnot. But I got to say, Babola on the left side, Ty Haywood, the new recruit, on the right side, and this guy, Avery Gach, I believe is how you pronounce the name. From
Avery
from
Is he
Groves.
Italian?
He's just a road runner, like absolute take off your head. These are 3 really good offensive line recruits that'll keep Bryce Underwood upright moving forward. Roadrunner. I'm really excited about this class, and this is the most excited I've ever been about a quarterback. So really good day for the Wolverines moving forward. Bright future.
That's actually huge just because knowing Sharon Moore or just the Jim Harbaugh system that they were in, a lot of actual running of the football. So like if Bryce Underwood isn't what he is supposed to be, which I think we all expect him to be, all those comps are getting kind of crazy with Josh Allen and stuff like that. You still have a great offensive line to run the football, and obviously they've been piling up the the running backs as well. They still got the kid that turned Mullins.
I do not know about Mullins. I got to look at that. But they got one of the top running back transfers from Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, man.
Yeah, former 5-star recruit.
I didn't think this era would ever come.
This is crazy. I'm so excited right
sucks.
now. Yeah, Spenny.
It does suck.
Yes, former Spartan dog.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
No former. You never former.
Former, yeah, my
You're
bad.
always Spartan dog.
What about Chris? Is he a former? No, I'm just kidding.
No, Chris Spartan dog.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, it's not cool that you guys just keep getting 5 stars. I'm not happy about it. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not happy.
Mullins gone, says MP, so I'm just going with it.
Do offensive linemen, actually, no, at Michigan, they won't start right away because you guys are already kind of stacked there, too.
Yeah, they're probably going to start right away.
I don't know about Babola. He's more of like a prospect, straight.
Needs to be refined a little bit.
Exactly. But Ty Haywood, ready to go. Comes from Texas, literally 5-star guy, like one of the best
You know what they
players
say
in
about
Texas.
people in Texas?
If we needed a guy that went down, he could play immediately. What do they say?
They got steers and they got...
Okay, all right. Cut
He
his
don't
mic.
look like a steer to me, boy.
That's a great movie.
Oh, one all-time movie.
Phenomenal movie. It's very intense. You're just in the moment.
Yeah, dude, the bathroom scene. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The private pile, Kurt
Yeah.
Cobain scene.
You're right.
That shit is... That's like haunting.
It is. I wonder how often that happens. Probably not much anymore.
Not much anymore.
Probably after the 90s.
There's probably a lot more.
Few of those. Yeah. They're like, oh, maybe we got to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I shout out to my guy Billy, and shout out to Landon if he's listening. That's his son. But he was in the Army, or he's in the Marines, and I guess like his drill sergeant used to play running back for the Packers, but he literally left to join the Marines.
Must not been that good.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually probably what happened.
He saw Aaron Jones walk in and said, damn.
Damn.
Guess I'm going back to the Army.
If you want the news to pile up, negative stuff for you Spartan Dogs, what happened last night? Because I didn't watch that one. I was watching the Red Wings.
That's what happened last night.
Turnovers killing every sport.
Yeah. You turn the ball over 16 times on the road, and you are a team that can't shoot threes. So, like, if you could turn the ball over and make a bunch of threes, you'll still be able to win games. But when you can't hit threes and you turn the ball over 16 times, you're not going to win a lot of games.
Full Metal Jacket is a great Christmas movie. No, it's not. Do not do that. But it was a close game. 2-point game.
It's a close game, yeah.
Yeah, what? No final shot or?
So they chucked up a 3 for the final possession.
Yeah.
Which they're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the country, and not having a good night shooting the ball. And instead of trying to drive, where I thought Fears could have gotten to the lane and at least got fouled, they gave it to Akins and he chucked up a 3 on the roll, and it was a bad shot. He's open, but.
Are you worried about their lack of 3-point shooting come tournament time? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you can't you can't do both of those things. Mm-hmm. You can't not shoot the ball and turn it over that many times. So that's definitely something that they're going to have to work on.
That sucks. I wasn't going to watch that because the Red Wings were playing.
Yeah.
They've been absolutely electric to watch. As we mentioned earlier, they won an OT, shootout style, and Patrick Kane, fucking cold-blooded, man. I mean, he's just so sick. He did the same thing last year with the game on the line for the playoffs, which they already knew they weren't going to get the playoffs. Yeah. But he makes these shootout goals. He doesn't even celebrate.
Yeah.
He's just fucking on to the next, dude.
He's showtime, man.
I think the only one I saw him celebrate was in Chicago last year.
Yeah. That's what he's about. It's what he does. It's just another day at the office for old Patty Kane. I mean, one of the most skilled players in the history of hockey. Like, we're watching him. It's awesome. Like, when you think about it like that, like, he is the best American-born hockey player ever. He has the most shootout goals in the history of the NHL. He's one of the most skilled hockey players to ever play the game. And he's gracing us with the twilight of his career. So it was awesome to see that. The bench's reaction on that shootout goal was hilarious, man. They're all dying over there. It's just pure filth. That's what you've been getting out of Patty Kane for his whole career. So just another day at the office for that guy.
And just the Red Wings in general, bro. Like that whole road trip, going to Canada. Now you're on the West Coast. Like last night, I was kind of hinting towards you yesterday. We didn't talk too much about the upcoming game, but the Kraken game, I was a little bit nervous for just because all the travel alone. And the boys, they obviously look a little slow. I guess they did dominate most of the night, but still came through clutch and won the game. Talbot, a little rusty, but I expect him to be back. We're back home next time.
I'm not blaming Talbot for those. That was on the defense. The defense played a terrible game.
I'm blaming Talbot.
Johansson got beat multiple times to where there was nobody back there, and it was a one-on-none rush, and you get beat. And that's, I mean, you don't put your goalie in situations like that. There are multiple times.
But I can't sit there and say.
There were multiple times when the defense got beat and there was literally nobody back, and it was a wide open breakaway goal off of not like a turnover or anything, just an outlet pass from the Kraken's end. That is a terrible play. You cannot let that happen.
But you can't sit there and say that he's playing to the caliber that he was playing when that streak started.
Did you see? Did you watch?
He was a little
goals?
rusty. Yeah, I did. He's a little rusty.
Maybe one of those goals I blame on Talbot. The other was on the defense, and then that one was on a bad bounce. Like Sherratt blocked the original shot that Talbot reacted to, and it just went right back to the guy on his stick, and he shot it again. There's nothing you can do on that one.
Nick, what do you think?
Easy, I'm with you, man. I just think at some of the points, you got to make some of the stops you're not supposed to. And I thought Talbot didn't make a lot of those stops, and I thought on the other end, the other goalie was making those stops.
Yeah.
I thought he had a lot of good saves that kept that team in the game compared to Talbot maybe not making some of those saves. He didn't have one that, he wasn't expected to.
Yeah.
I thought the one when he got down the line extremely fast on the break, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say here, but it was basically him and Talbot. He had Johansson beat, I believe it was.
Johansson got beat a couple times.
And he had a crease there. It was basically the cherry pick goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that happened like 3 times.
I thought he could have stopped that one. I thought he just got beat short side.
Yeah, I'm not poo-pooing on him or shit on him by any means.
And he showed up when it mattered, so we are not bitching about Talbot here at all.
But I'm not trying to shit the guy at all.
But he allowed them to come back in that game.
I just can't say that he was playing to the caliber that he was playing when that streak initially started. Like, he wasn't the same guy we saw in the beginning of the streak.
I blame the defense a lot more.
I would say
because when you're
70-30.
giving up one-on-none breaks, I blame the defense more than the goalie. When you're giving up outlet passes to guys wide open, streaking behind everybody, I blame the defense more than the goalie.
But the goalie was playing lights out like the previous game. I'm just saying he wasn't playing to that caliber.
Yeah, and how many times did he face a one-on-none break in those games?
In those games.
In those games. Not a lot.
There was a few in the Tampa game.
In this one, you got beat multiple times, and you can't just keep relying on your goalie for that. At some point, you got to look at your defense and say, hey, stop letting guys behind you.
I know you're right though, but I'm saying he was stopping them before. That's all we're saying. He wasn't playing the caliber that he was playing to. But we will talk about that and more. Plus breaking news for Detroit Pistons, a couple trades coming through. But first, let me tell you guys about Mark White. Because if you're KJ Martin, you're looking to buy a home right here in Michigan, save yourself $5,000 on the closing costs by contacting my guy Mark White, 248-290-8242, or visit him at markwhitesells.com. That's 248-290-8242. Again, visit him at markwhitesells.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big Day Energy and Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, go to visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call him at 248-426-9944.
What up, though? Welcome back to Motorsports.com. I'm Easy Joe by Smo. We're the opposite right now. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I got a little stash, I guess. I was doing one of these before. Trying to get down the coarse hairs. You would understand. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. I'm Easy Joe by Smo, Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Speaking of Young Chris, it's your time to shine, young man. Explain me what went down with the Detroit Pistons.
So what the Pistons did is they took advantage of a new rule in the CBA, which created a trade exception for those teams. You've heard a lot about the first apron, second apron. That's been the jargon that you've heard a lot about, a way to balance the league.
Don't talk aprons, I'm going to get to sweating, boy. But we make it.
And so basically the Pistons are rewarded for being a team that is not in the first apron or second apron right now, and they got an extra room exception for about $8 million. So what they are doing, the deal is not finalized, but they are taking KJ Martin and 2 second-round picks, and they are going to use his $8 million salary as a trade exception, so they still have the $14 million to play with, unless they don't get a deal done before the deadline. Then they'll take it just using the cap space. So essentially, this is a slick move to kind of rent out a couple seconds, and then they can use those seconds and aggregate them in a trade for a guy like a Lonzo Ball, a Colin Sexton, some of the names that we've flirted here before. So it's a smart way of getting extra assets without actually having to dip into your cap space. Philadelphia, obviously not contending this year, wanted to save money, cut their tax bill. That's why they dumped KJ Martin.
Would it be a disappointment if that's all we do?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. That's something else got to be shaken. I read, I think it was from Omar Sankofa. He said that they're more than likely going to use the exception, meaning they're still going to use the actual cap space for a trade. Right. Are there any rumors in that?
Well, there was a deal with the Pelicans, but we just saw that the Pelicans struck a deal for Daniel Tice with the Thunder, and so that looked like a salary dump there. So maybe that's no longer on the table, the Pelicans salary dump that we heard about. We did hear about Davion Mitchell earlier. I believe that was yesterday.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that's still on the table, especially because Toronto has been a team involved in Brandon Ingram as of an hour ago. So that could be a 3-team where you're getting a little something, whether it be Davion Mitchell or something bigger in that trade. But they are going to try to make another move to get more assets, whether it be second-round picks. I don't think it's going to be a first-round pick. I'm not sure if it's going to be a quality rotation player, but at the very least, I'm happy that we're gathering assets. I'd like to see them make a move for something, but I don't know what's out there. I don't know if Lonzo's going to be the move. I don't know what the move is, but I'd like to see them flip those seconds that they got for free basically into some type of player that can help this season. That's a 1-2 year contract, and then you go forward. That's what I like to do. That's what I feel like they're going to do, but it might not be a sexy deadline for the Pistons.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I would be disappointed if they don't add someone that will help this team. Like KJ Martin, I don't expect him to do anything. Is he going to play over Tobias? No. Is he going to play over Fontecchio? No. If you move Fontecchio, then you have some minutes for him that free up, but I'd rather see Ron Holland get those minutes than KJ Martin. This is a bench piece. This was literally, you took KJ Martin to get the second-round picks. You didn't take him expecting him to be a difference maker on your team. I think they should still go out and get someone that will play minutes and that will help this team and that will hopefully help Cade, take some of the load off Cade. We've talked about Davion Mitchell. You talked about Lonzo Ball. We'll see what happens, but I would very much like to see them still make another move.
Wait, didn't we give up second-round picks for that one?
No, you got 2 second-round picks.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I love that.
You got it for nothing. You didn't give up anything.
Go get Lonzo. Yeah. Lonzo's sitting out tonight, by the way, too, which he's getting moved.
Injury management.
Yeah, injury management.
Gun Guy says, what can you get for 2 seconds? Probably Lonzo Ball.
Yeah. That was a rumor. And then it was like, oh, we're going to cut him. And then it sounded like there was trade interest. Like, oh, no, we love him. We're keeping him. To drive up, that value in him. But Lonzo Ball is a target for me. I don't know are there any good stretch? Oh, Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis is another one I'm looking at.
And they just moved and got Kyle Kuzma.
That's right. How do you feel about that? Chris helped get you a chip. He was he was pivotal in that.
Yeah, I mean Middleton.
Is he just not the same?
I don't know.
No,
I think
former
since
Detroit
his
Pistons.
injury.
he's not been really as good since the injury.
He was fucking
But
me up
it's
on
still-
2K the other night.
Still kind of a better fit than Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Kuzma and unless you're
Yeah, because Giannis.
unless you're moving Brook Lopez and you're gonna have Giannis play the 5. I don't know.
What it was a money-saving move. That's why they attached a first. And that was crazy that we talked about, not getting first for contracts. That's a move that you would like to do. But that Middleton contract is looked at as so bad, and Kuzma is looked at as a higher value than Middleton. So that's why the first was in there. So I think that makes the Bobby Portis to Pistons move less likely. I would still like the Pistons to call and push that. I think adding a shooting big into Cade's arsenal would be absolutely huge. That's why I've been saying the two big things are ball pressure, to relieve ball pressure from Cade Cunningham, and get him a stretch big to play with. We saw, the worst of the worst stretch bigs in Mike Muscala make Cade Cunningham look like John Stockton.
That is true.
Just upgrade that. And I think you could do something there. I think if you were able to find those two pieces at the deadline, I would really feel confident about this team in a first-round matchup. I would.
Yeah, I would love Bobby Portis and Lonzo Ball. I think that would be two pieces that you can get for dirt cheap and that are exactly what you need. Two guys that defend,
what you need.
Two guys that shoot the 3 ball very well, and two guys that have no problem coming off the bench. I think that would be a perfect fit for this team. You'd have to give up, you do have a full roster right now. Mm-hmm. So if you're adding those two guys, then, Fontecchio would probably be gone.
I thought we had 2 open spots.
No, after KJ Martin, you got a full roster.
Okay.
You need to move people, so.
Oh, and they called up Clinton, too.
Yeah. But that's, you can shuffle your roster around. I would expect if you go after Bobby Portis, you're going to move Fontecchio, but we'll see what happens there. I would just love to see Ron, Stu, and Bobby Portis all coming off the bench at the same time. Teams would fucking hate it, dude. Anybody in the game would be like, God damn it, we're gonna start fucking swinging pretty soon. You got those 3 dogs coming off the bench at the same time. Teams would get pissed off. I think Lonzo Ball and Bobby Portis would be very cost-effective moves that are realistic that would help this team a great amount. Are they going to make them? Maybe one of them. I doubt they make both of them.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, though. You got to keep your eye on the Warriors situation. They're out on Kevin Durant. Now they're going
out on Kevin Durant?
Now they're going full steam at Jimmy Butler.
Why would you do that?
Don't know.
Maybe the Suns want too much.
The Suns want too much. It sounds like.
Kevin Durant was actually uninterested in a Golden State reunion.
Yeah, he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play with.
Why?
He said it was because bad memories of his last time playing there. He popped his Achilles and he didn't like playing with Draymond Green anymore. But you're still attached to that. Like any other big star that gets moved, now that their options are very limited, you can be in there. We'll see. Yeah. They're going to make another move.
What are the rumors of Kevin Durant now?
What? Well,
he's probably just going to stay in Phoenix.
Yeah, I think it's more so Phoenix looking.
It was like Phoenix or Miami.
That's
what. That's what Brian Windhorst said. Phoenix or Miami is
maybe a 3-team.
Kevin Durant's going to play.
A multi-team, Chris.
A multi-team, and another good sign for the Pistons is that it actually seems like there's trade talks on Ingram. Because I was accepting that was just not going to happen. Nobody wants to touch that guy. He's injury prone. He's up for a contract extension. I thought everybody was just off of him. But now
us getting Ingram.
Well, no.
Oh,
teams being interested so that we could be that third team to facilitate. And so right now those teams are the Hawks, who do have a couple of wings that I like. If one of those guys become available, I wouldn't hate that.
I'd take Dyson Daniels.
I'd take Dyson Daniels in a heartbeat.
Dude,
he is a dog.
They're not getting rid of him, though.
No, he wouldn't. No, he's one of the guys. But then Toronto, they have a collection of interesting players too. Again,
Davion Mitchell. That would be. I would love that. Like Davion Mitchell, Lonzo Ball. I think that would be a perfect fit for what you're looking for.
What do you guys think happens with the 3 guys in New Orleans ultimately? We just talked about Brandon Ingram, but how about the other 2? I mean, this team is second in
They should sell everything and build around Trey Murphy and Herb
Trey
Jones.
Murphy is going nuts
Trey
right
Murphy
now.
is dropping 40 balls like it's his job lately.
Do you guys think Zion gets moved?
Well, kind of is, yeah.
Would you have any
Who's gonna
interest for the
trade for
Pistons?
Zion, dude?
Would you have any interest for
No.
the Pistons?
No.
I don't think his value's ever been lower.
It's
Or
crazy.
even CJ McCollum.
I would rather
CJ
have CJ
McCollum.
McCollum than Zion.
Yeah.
33.
He's been in playoff games. He's had playoff success. He's played those big
He's
moments.
still got the
Elite
strap.
shooter.
Like you don't lose
Yeah.
the strap.
We looked it up the other day. He's still fucking
averaging 20.
Yep.
Like I would take CJ McCollum for sure.
One of 11 50-point games this year, CJ McCollum. So.
Back in the day, I
He's
said
used to playing the Robin too. Like he got no beef with that.
my favorite fit next to Cade would have been Desmond Bane.
Oh, yeah.
CJ McCollum is like old head Desmond Bane. So like I would like that.
Less buff.
My buddy
Less
played
buff,
at
less
Lehigh.
defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy played at Lehigh, former college. CJ McCollum.
Nice.
Upset Duke and attorney.
Did they play together?
No, he's not 33.
Oh, yeah, duh.
But, yeah, I mean, do you guys think Zion gets moved at this point, or is that dude just
I don't
done?
know,
Is
dude.
he-
I
is
don't
this
think
dude's career
anybody wants to
over?
touch Zion.
Not right
Only a shitty owner trying to sell tickets
Yeah.
would make that move, just because he hasn't done anything to this point. He doesn't do anything to this point.
Yeah, all he
It's one
does
of the
is
biggest
eat.
letdowns in my lifetime in terms
Yeah.
of like #1 draft picks.
Dude,
Yeah, the
remember
hype was
the number
crazy.
1 draft pick, he's an eater. The number 2 draft pick, he's a shooter. The number 3 draft, who was even number? Oh, he's a sad boy. Was it Ayton?
No,
Was
it's
it Ayton?
RJ Barrett.
Oh,
RJ
yeah.
Barrett.
Number 3 draft pick is Canadian. Like what? Pick your poison, dude.
Zion's an eater by every definition of that term, by the way. Too.
Oh, yeah.
So horny, dude.
Zion's a freak, dog.
Freaky ass.
He's got escorts courtside. That's
Dude,
crazy.
next
You
to
cannot
Adam
put
Silver.
escorts on wood, dog.
That's
that is
wild.
crazy.
There's only one wood we put those on.
Only one wood you can put
And
on
you cover that
escorts,
up in rubber.
and it's not the basketball court.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Zion's a
The
eater.
Clippers
he eat it
would
for
said
lunch.
40 Gumble. I don't know.
The
dude.
Clippers love injured guys.
They
He
do.
might have a point.
They do. I don't know if anybody wants to touch Zion. He's making so much money. He doesn't play games. Like he's a force when he plays, but what are you gonna get 30 games out of him? Maybe.
Yeah, that's the question. It's like, can he ever turn his career around?
No.
I mean, or is he just way too stubborn?
I mean, he can if he stops eating. Like, I know, me calling a fat guy fat, like kettle meat pot, but like I'm not. My job
Real
is
recognize
not,
real.
Yeah,
We
my
can say it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
can say
I
it.
know a fat dude when I see one, brother. It's like he's a Popeye's biscuit away from not playing in the NBA. Is what he is.
Yeah.
And drafted to New Orleans, tough situation to get put in. A lot of good food down there. Like if he got drafted to Cleveland or Utah or something like that, maybe he'd still be at a slim 260.
MVP candidate.
Yeah, but
Did you guys see the tweet on X? It was Zion after one Coney dog, and it says him sleeping on the bench in Detroit. You guys remember when he
fell asleep on the bench? Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah,
Zion is like Zion after one Coney dog when he's in Detroit. Too. We're in trouble if he gets here. No, honestly, I would take a swing.
2 years ago, I
Aaron
wanted
to the
to.
stone.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. I like the stash too.
Yo, Spinny, I gotta tell you, you should have came out of the room with the stash. It's glorious. I can't even look at you. You're like a mix of Fergie meets Jesus.
I tried.
Shout out.
I like the stash.
I
think it works.
We established. It distracts from the eyebrow.
Does distract from the eyebrow.
100%.
Forgot the
And
eyebrow.
I
was
can't
a
grow
thing.
a full beard, so might as well go all in on the stash.
What's crazy too, I feel like that's the closest I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
Was before then.
Oh, for sure. I grew it out for like 2
And
weeks,
now
and
it's
you
just,
couldn't
now
even
it's
tell.
done. I mean, I could tell. I told you to keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I literally shaved last night.
You had to. It's better clean.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough to keep up with it.
I got an electric
It sucks
razor.
a little bit.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
that's
you're
good.
right. You
I
did.
got my dad's got one of those old man razors, like the 3 circle ones that you just,
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I think that's what they took to my
Yeah, any
head.
mustache tips?
No, that's a foil shaver.
For mustache chips, I would say if it starts creeping over your lip, that's when you gotta just kind of like shake
Oh
it
yeah,
up
I
a
already
little
got my
bit.
mustache girl set.
Oh, you're good then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, like I'm here 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll have plenty of opportunity to make sure somebody keeps it tight.
Hey yo.
Well, we will be back with more Detroit sports talk. But first, Chris, tell us about that merch.
Let me tell you about that merch. No AC, but the heater work. Go to woodwardsports.com.
AC,
Click that shop tab today. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that guaranteed to turn heads. Every single team is represented. Go to woodwardsports.com. Click that merch tab today. Get yourself some brand new merch.
She is pretty hot.
I love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Shout out to Phil in the Woodward Sports
Shout
chat.
out, Phil.
Says, Spenny, you need an agent. Do some commercials and maybe some sitcoms. Listen, I'm a good actor. I will.
Spike was elite.
If you got
Good actor.
commercials or sitcoms that anybody wants me, I can be my own agent. I can represent myself. And I would definitely do something like that. It would be very cool. And then JZJ says, please get Woodward Sports to 80K or stick with Force the Heavyweights to have another marathon. He needs to appease his sponsors and need to add Target or people get fired. Yeah, we're on the cusp here.
Were we at 80K yesterday?
We were at 80K yesterday, or you said we were.
No, I said we hit 79. We were at 78.9.
Oh, 79, yeah.
Yeah,
we're
we're
almost at 80.
Oh.
Race to 100K. So everybody go make fake accounts for your grandmas and subscribe to Woodward.
Welcome back to Woodward, by the way. I'm Easy, joined by some more action. Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Smeeze, you like button. We kind of talking about the Luka situation during the break. Me and Smeeze think we're about to see the best version of this guy.
Yeah.
In that presser, they asked the chef about Nico Harris, and he clinched the fucking microphone and was like, I pissed off Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Like, if he wasn't motivated before, if we're saying he was lazy and unmotivated and out of shape, this will do it. If this don't do it, I can't say he's fucking. He's still one of the top 5 players in the league. Mm-hmm. That's still such a crazy trade.
Yeah.
But Nick, you think he's going to crash out?
Okay, that wasn't I think he's going to. I said there is a possibility where he doesn't go this way with LeBron, and then maybe he's just in LA partying like all the other superstars.
With the accent? Like in all
6'6". Although cigarettes probably looked down upon in LA. You know, all of them are
He's a hookah
superficial.
One of those ginners get a hold of him? It's a
He's a
rat.
hookah guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hookah
Big
Doncic.
European.
Hookah
European.
Doncic.
I think we're.
Only your
You've never
Chaldean
heard
friend.
any? You've never seen
No.
that? Oh
No.
yeah, dude.
I've never heard of hookah.
There's tons
Doncic.
of pictures
That's
of
awesome.
him at like cafes in fucking Italy smoking hookah and shit.
That's awesome.
Drinking beers at like 2 p.m.
It's a guy I want to hang out with. I'll tell you straight
I'd
up.
chill with Luka.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I think we're gonna see one of the like nastiest players the NBA's ever seen. Like Luka,
That'd be gross.
revenge tour Luka.
And I hate the Lakers. Like, I truly do. I
I
love
don't really
Luka.
hate the league. I hate the Celtics.
I love Luka, so
I hate both of them.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to be tuning into Lakers games.
I actually think the Lakers are going to be better than they were before this trade. Like right now, this season, I hear people saying about the short term, but no, Luka is already miles better than Anthony Davis. I get fit wise, there's some issues, there's some concern, but roll out the basketball, let this man play. Especially with the motivation he has now, I think come playoff time, that is not going to be a team you're going to want to see. And I don't think they're done making moves. I think they'll make another move. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like this Lakers team with Luka. I think they're going to be damn good, and I think that trade was all the conspiracies you want to believe. Just believe them.
Big Cuz says
I just
Bron's
read
going to
that.
have him switch to the beer for red wine and the hookah for great cigars. Luka will be fine. Lakers in 5. Like I said,
Maybe,
dude,
man.
we talked about it. If you need somebody to lose weight, send them to the Lakers. L.A., cocaine, Ozempic, LeBron.
Starving yourself.
It's
superficial. Everybody wants to
remember
look
the
good.
block by LeBron? The chat that we talking about this week, LeBron of Luka and the donuts
trying
and
to
shit.
eat donuts. LeBron's gonna come chase down.
LeBron chase down block, or at least Bronny, because Bronny's not doing shit else. LeBron's like, look, you just gotta watch Luka and what he's eating. Like this is your job now.
Yeah.
This is the craziest trade deadline it's ever been already, I feel like, and it's because that just started everything off. Like I feel like everybody's doing crazy shit right now.
Yeah. Like the Stafford one, I guess that was my quarterback for 12 years. That was a little, culture changing, but he wanted out. I knew he wanted out. Yeah, we knew.
And neither of them were what Luka Doncic is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Luka one's the craziest. I guess my question to you guys with Luka LeBron stuff, who's going to handle the ball?
Luka.
Yeah, I think so too.
And LeBron. It's like LeBron played with D Wade. Both of them are ball dominant players.
But it's like LeBron, like that was a prime version of LeBron,
LeBron's still in his prime.
I know, he's still fucking doing it.
It's great. Like
it's wild.
It's gonna be insane.
He posterized someone like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. He went nuts last night.
Yeah. Did he have a triple-double before his birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went for like 35 in the Garden last week.
But obviously he was more of a demon then. Like I don't know if he wants to tax his body like that.
He doesn't have to.
He's got Luka.
He's going to be just out there shooting 50-foot threes?
I mean, yeah. He's still going to be LeBron, but he doesn't have to tax his body anymore. If anything, he would have had to tax his body more with Anthony Davis. Now he's got Luka who can be Luka. And there is speculation that Saturday is going to be the...
Yeah, he said it. He's coming. He's going to play Saturday.
He literally... Oh, dude.
So who are they playing Saturday?
Oh, that I do not know.
I know the Pistons got the Cavs tonight. I'm not looking forward to it because I hate watching JB lose the Cavs. Well, actually, Cavs played a tough game last night, the Celtics.
Yeah, and Donovan Mitchell is questionable. It looks like they're going to give him maybe an injury maintenance day.
Yo, did you see the poster he had last night?
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah. My God.
That was nasty.
Tingus Pingus.
Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus? Yeah, he got
drafted this.
That was probably dunk of the year.
Yeah. This one's at home? Are we home?
I think so.
Yeah, we are.
At home,
we can win this one.
They're coming off a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Like you said, Donovan Mitchell questionable. Pistons got some rest. Need Demon Cade out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, guys, Ted Rath, former NFL trainer. He trained with Jared Goff. He trained with the Lions. He was the head of the Philadelphia Eagles. He'll be joining the show at 6 o'clock hour. We'll be talking to him about the Super Bowl as well as Jared Goff and a few other guys as well. But, yeah, Pistons trade. I guess we're kind of waiting on that. Everything else to fall in line. They're obviously pursuing something else. I just hope it falls through. But I'm also not expecting a lot, too, because, like, what are the realistic expectations for this team this year?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like, yes, they want to compete and they want to go to the playoffs, but they're not, like, gunning for a fucking championship. Once KD gets moved and, Devin Booker starts.
I think the sixth seed is realistic.
Yeah.
And if you get to the 6th seed, you don't have to play Boston or Cleveland fully loaded. I think that's realistic, and you got to compete at MSG, hopefully, and we know Cade loves to play there. I think that's realistic where you can win games and ultimately maybe pull it out in Game 7.
Magic are struggling too right now.
Debo's fat. Did you see that picture of
Big
Debo?
Time.
Oh, and the AJ Brown jersey? Yeah, I did.
He looks like meat.
He looks like fullback. He is interesting. I called it 2 years ago. I'm like, this guy's had one good year.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Treat him like he's the fucking, like, Debo Samuel. Like, when he was holding out for the contract. Lions fans wanted to trade for him. By the way, obviously I crashed out yesterday. I apologize if it affected anybody personally, if I attacked you. I didn't even remember if I did. I was kind of blinded by rage. Because I hate the idea of trading for wide receivers. I hate the idea of paying wide receivers. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, so that one I put the blinders on for. But the trading for the Cooper Kupp situation, that set me off a little bit there.
Yeah.
Although I did see, I think it's Tom Putt, he was in Rapport. He said that the Rams, he wouldn't be surprised if they paid the chunk of a contract for him to get moved. So that would obviously change things for me. But wide receiver is still not a need for this team. Just not at all.
Before the football talk, with the trade deadline coming up tomorrow, right now, what do you guys think happens for the Pistons? Who do we get? Any projections before this? Call your shot right now. What do the Pistons do? Spenny, you go first.
I think the Pistons get nobodies and picks. It's going to be, they're going to do another move like they did with KJ Martin. They're not going to get anybody that's going to be a seriously impactful player on this team, but they're just going to accumulate more draft assets. And that's what I think happens. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope they get a guy that is going to come in here, whether it be Alonzo Ball or Davion Mitchell. I would love that. But I think unless something like that falls in their lap, they're going to just try to get some picks and try to take on a salary and get some picks with it.
I 100% agree with that. I think that's what it's going to be. I do think Davion Mitchell seems like the most likely Piston right now. And, yeah, they'll continue to get seconds that they'll either use to move up to get like a back end of the first draft pick. We've seen Troy Weaver do that. We've seen GMs do that, package a couple seconds and get the last pick of the first round. Get your guy. That or next trade deadline, go and get actual rotation pieces, because you made up the good point, Easy. I want to see these guys in the moment, and I don't think you risk that by getting Lonzo or whatever, but I do want to see these young players in the pressure moment of the playoffs, and I think Trajan, is using that as an evaluating tool right now.
I read some stuff too that obviously Jaden Ivey not likely to return for the regular season. Playoffs are postseason, brother.
All right, dude. Are we doing this again?
Who?
I'm just saying. That's what I read.
Because he was walking in the water.
He was dancing in the water. You didn't see him hit the motherfucking head.
So was Hutch, dude. We didn't want to rush Hutch back. Why would we want to rush Ivy back?
I wanted to rush Hutch back. If we made the Super Bowl, I was like,
for sure. We
let the man play.
We both wanted him to.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Just saying they weren't going to.
Yeah. These are in both situations
different
too.
Scenarios.
Clean breaks, bones.
Different injuries.
Different injuries.
Projection or any prediction, Easy? Because I got one to end it.
I saw a video today. It was a Bulls locker room jam into a new LiAngelo joint that actually was fire again. Maybe this guy's just good at making music. I'm ready for that to be the Pistons locker room with the belt, bumping that new LiAngelo ball. Although he cursed my Detroit Lions, maybe I don't want that to happen, but. I can see Lonzo Ball coming to Detroit.
That would be so hype. I saw that clip too, and I'm excited for it to drop.
Yeah,
I was bumping.
The song was actually good. It was better than Tweaker.
I'm super excited. All right, I think we move Tech, the second rounder this year that we have from the Raptors, and another second to the Utah Jazz for Colin Sexton. We go and make a push. We get Caden Guy, and I think we compete with the Knicks for that first round playoff spot, and I think we got a good chance to win it. Let's roll, boys.
You're a Knicks fan. You got a rebuttal.
Microwave.
Yeah, solo cam spinning on this one. You got a rebuttal.
Yeah, what up, Smitty? You hate it?
What?
No.
Rebuttal what?
He's just saying, take your Knicks.
What?
My Knicks?
No.
Yeah,
I'd much rather the Pistons win. What the fuck?
But what do you think in that scenario? I know where
the fictitious scenario of the Pistons trading Colin Sexton and matching up with the Knicks in the first round.
Yeah,
I think it would be a good matchup. I think the Knicks would still be a better team and win.
Not a real fan.
I'd love for that
New
to
York
happen.
guy over here.
That'd be so sick.
Locker room cancer.
I don't know if they're going to get Colin Sexton though.
Yeah,
Would be sick if they did though.
Would be sick for sure.
I don't think they can count.
No, Danny
Colin
Ainge
Sexton
is
wants to
their
be
GM.
the guy.
You're not getting him.
He's the guy over there. I don't think he wants to come here and be Robin.
Dude, Laurie's the guy. He's just not in right now. But real quick, calling that shot, I hope it happens. The Tarasenko shot that I called, this dude's got to start putting the puck in the net.
Dude, one more and he hits 300. It's kind of like
every opportunity in
the
the world.
yips a little bit there.
It is like that 300 goal yips. I agree. I think once he gets this next one in, they'll start coming. They'll start coming for sure.
When we come home,
just keep coming. He's coming. All these guys are coming. I found that drop the other day. But yeah, he had a lot of good opportunities in that game last night.
Watching Bonnie Blue.
We're gonna talk about that next. Red Wings with a big win. But yeah, I think that Tarasenko, he's just kind of pressing right now. He's not letting the game come to him as much. He had a lot of good opportunities. I'd like to see them maybe get up a goal late, put him out there, let him get a little empty netter to get that 300th, and then he can start relaxing more. But he had some good opportunities. Like, he probably had the most scoring chances on our team last night.
That's why I was wondering. I'm like, that's why I texted you guys about the geriatric shit. When was his last goal? When's the last time he scored? We'll talk when we come back. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll look it up. But first, tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and we mean anyone, can get a full body workout in 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month. Or upgrade to the Black Card and get use of amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
The big game requires a big party. Woodward Sports is live with their watch party at Hayes Social, 21 Mile and Hayes in Shelby Township. Book your table now before they are gone. 586-247-2223. Brought to you by 1800 Tequila, Sabbath Coffee, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and New Holland Brewing. Don't miss the big game. Go to Hayes Social watch party.
Hayes.
So I don't think Bobby Portis is being moved because I just got a notification he's available to play Wednesday, which I guess doesn't necessarily mean that he will play, but it sounds like he will. Andre Drummond,
also,
though,
deadline's tomorrow. So.
Ruled out for Wednesday night.
Nope.
Could he be on the move? I don't know if it's here in Detroit, but he's going somewhere. Chris Paul playing tonight. I'm just looking at these things, so they're indications of guys that are staying or going.
Again, Kevin Durant not.
Kevin Durant not playing? Woo-wee. KD to the D, boys. Remember them days?
Nope.
We just don't got enough right now. We have no first
not
round.
enough.
That's so crazy, Easy,
Really
because when we were dog shit, you were like, get Kevin Durant and we'll be good. And now Cade is like him and everybody knows he's him.
I'm saying we don't have the assets. I want it. I would love for that to happen. What are we gonna give up? Unless we want to take, they would take the cupboard be bare.
I saw Ron Ivy in a first.
I would.
That's a lot.
I would do it.
I would.
How old is he? 35.
I wouldn't do that.
I would do it.
Shit, I like KD as a person. I think he's hilarious.
I do too, but I wouldn't do that. Wait for what? 2 years of Kevin Durant before he retires?
Dude, 3 years. Come on.
No, 5, bro. You seen LeBron?
Dude, yeah. Trey Money sniper. He just sits on the outside. KD drives it. Wet. Come on.
Him and Easy would be.
I would be heartbroken
goatees.
watching a star go. Though. I ain't gonna lie. That would
They said
We're not
Ron,
trading for Kevin Durant. Can we talk hockey?
Huh?
Can we? Let's talk about hockey instead of trading for Kevin Durant.
KD to the D, boys.
No.
DNC ENT. My Mavs guy.
Yeah.
Shout out, Chris.
No, Mavs. Okay. That's nice. I don't have a Mavs.
All right, Detroit Red Wings win in a shootout over the Kraken.
Yeah.
It's a hard name.
Yeah, they swept that West Coast road trip, which was very daunting. They've won 7 in a row now for the second time under Todd McClellan. The last time they won 7 in a row, 2 different times in the same season, 1996. So this is just impressive what they're doing right now. Their offense is rebirthed. These guys are playing lights out. You had the young guys stepping up big in the last night's game. Soderblom got a goal. Bergeron got a goal. They were playing really well.
Soderblom was all over that bit.
Soderblom was making plays.
Couple
dude.
big hits. One giant hit.
This is
Sider got
awesome.
too though.
Seider got. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get got in hockey.
Yeah.
He gets more than he gets got though. As long as you get more than you get got, the getting's good.
Amen. I have a newfound respect for Seider too. Just over these past games, I just realized he's like an overall like utility man. I think he plays the hardest out of everybody on the team.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
literally doing everything.
Oh yeah, and he plays the most out of everybody on the team.
And he's got the fucking 300 game streak too, Ironman streak. I think the 10th most since he's been drafted.
Yeah, that was his 300th game last night. He got a goal as well.
Playing
Shout out
as
to Mo
hard as he
Seider.
does, like that's just hats off, man. And yeah, shout out to him on that power play goal.
The big German, man, he has been really good. And one thing about last night, I think that stood out was not only the power play has been great, the PK has been great. Face-offs win hockey games. You win face-offs, you're gonna win hockey games. We saw directly 2 goals off of winning face-offs. Berggren's and Seider's both came right off of a face-off win. Got it to him right in the middle of the slot. Boom, snipe goal.
Shout out to Burgess.
Great stuff from those guys. Great stuff from Larkin and from Kopp in that dot. They've been making really, really good work of the face-offs, and that is what good teams do. Good teams win face-offs, good teams score on the power play, and good teams kill penalties. And the Red Wings have been doing that. So you love to see these guys playing from top to bottom. Everybody has been doing things. Everybody has been putting stuff on the table to make this team go, including guys like Dominic Shine. Like, Shiner almost tipped one in from like 30 feet last night. Like the guy, he always seems to be in the right place. He plays hard. He plays fast. He battles pucks. He wins. These scrappy little nasty things in the corner that'll set up other things. It's just great stuff, man. This Red Wings team is fun to watch. They're playing hockey the right way, and they're winning games.
They are 2 games away from the franchise record. 9 games in a row, so 3 away from breaking it. And I guess the Red Wings, because we're so fucking good as a franchise, we've tied that record 7 times. Maybe these guys could break it.
Maybe they play Tampa next.
Oh,
that's gonna be tough.
Revenge game for them too. They're pissed
matinee
off.
game in Detroit, I believe.
Yep.
And then they got the 4 Nations break.
Horrible time for this break.
Horrible time for the break for sure. They're on a heater right now.
Plus Larkin and
it's
Raymond.
Sweden, Canada, USA, and Finland. And it's just like a little tournament. So it would be cool. It would be a lot of fun to
count
watch.
towards you get points for
Nothing.
It's just
They had that little talk with Dylan Larkin about going up against Raymond during the broadcast.
Yeah,
last
I
night.
just can't believe that
like
Dylan Larkin wasn't named a captain of Team USA. That's fucking.
He said he was a grind guy. Like he was going to be hitting I don't like that for Larkin while we're on this run. I'll tell you that.
I'm fine.
What was he was talking shit about going up against Raymond?
No, he was just having some fun with that. But he was saying for this USA team, he's like a kind of like. How would I compare him to this Red Wing team? I don't know.
Who's the captain?
Like a cop.
Yes. I don't like that for Larkin.
I didn't see. Let me see.
Like, I don't want people on other teams going for Larkin's head during this. They already do that enough.
Especially
for
if
NHL
you're fighting
season.
for your country.
Austin Matthews is obviously the captain.
So is this an annual thing?
But then you've got
Every
Matthew
4 years, I wanna say. I
Tkachuk
don't
and
know.
Charlie McAvoy as your assistant. Larkin should be an assistant captain over McAvoy 100%. He's a better player.
While we're talking about assistant captain, I think this guy's going to get one pretty damn soon here. Simon Edvinsson. Holy you want to talk about an absolute superstar in the making.
Yeah.
We talked about Soderblom on that play when Soderblom got his goal. For Simon Edvinsson to, create that, get the shot off. Soderblom gets his puck on the shot, thought he was going to score on that. He resets after and uses his length to get the rebound after Veleno, got the shot on goal. Beautiful play from Edvinsson to get that shot up. I love his offensive ability. And he was in that same draft as Owen Power, as we talked about yesterday. He's better than Owen Power. I'm going to say that straight up. Simon Edvinsson is an absolute dog. I think he's going to be the future with an A on his chest.
Yeah, I didn't realize how
right
silky
now.
he was until last night.
Yeah, he is.
He had a couple offensive moves. I was like, oh.
He's damn good offensively. He's got a lot of offensive upside for how big he is. He can move very fluently through the game or through the lane. And now you're seeing Todd McClellan preach these defenders to press up, to pinch up, to try to win one of those puck battles and get more involved in the offense. And you're seeing that bring out the best of guys like Edvinsson and Johansson and Gustafsson. So, Simon Edvinsson. This is why I was crying for him all year last year. This is why I was screaming, fucking bring him up right now. And you're seeing it now. It's awesome.
He played 25 games combined the last 2 years, so I don't think he's up for Rookie of the Year. But if he was,
no, he's not.
That is such bullshit. Because I think he would be right there, top 3 in leading for Calder.
Who is it right now?
I forget. I was looking at it the other day. I forget the guy's name. I apologize.
Maybe not. Speaking of silky moves, that toe drag by DeBrincat.
Yeah,
that was fucking.
That was
sick.
nasty. Just got slashed a little bit to try to get the release off. Absolute ref show last night, by the way, too. Just, I don't even want to talk about that because we won and we overcame it. But there were a lot of bad no calls. One literally led to a goal from the Kraken. My favorite was it cut to Tom McClellan on the bench. He's like, he fucking fell. He fell. Like, that's because he got tripped. Rass was getting tripped left and right, and they weren't calling anything. But I'm just I'm really happy with how this team's playing, man. They're must-watch hockey every night. They are winning these games. A lot of extra hockey on this road trip. 3 games decided outside of regulation, 2 in a shootout. It's beautiful to watch, man. It's so good to have good hockey back in Hockeytown, and you could thank Tom McClellan for that. This is a team that is playing so hard. They're confident now that they're going to win. Their stars are playing like stars. Yeah. They're getting contributions from the young guys. You saw it last night with Berggren and Soderblom. You have these defensemen playing out of their minds. You have a rookie defensive pairing of Johansson and Edvinsson going out there and shutting dudes down. And like I said, on top of that, Kane, Larkin, DeBrincat, Raymond, Seider, all being stars. Kopp has been playing very well. Gustafsson has improved a lot since Tom McClellan took over. This hockey team is playing like a playoff hockey team. This hockey team, since January, has been one of a top 3 hockey team in the NHL. It's
that's kind of crazy.
Just so fun to watch, man.
They went from out of the playoffs to a team that nobody wants to see.
Nope.
Like, nobody wants to see the Red Wings in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
You know what? I just called the Pistons. We're going to be pretty competitive with the Knicks in the 6th seed if they get Sexton. Red Wings are winning a goddamn series. I have so much faith in this team.
Microwave. Hockey's a different sport where that's more realistic.
Very, very realistic. Like, look at the Blues. You remember when the Blues
That is literally the run that they are on.
The Blues were the worst team in hockey at the halfway point, and they ended up winning the Stanley Cup that year.
That's crazy. I've seen actually a few people comment and say that.
If you can get hot, if you can have goalies get hot, it's crazy. And I loved seeing, I do want to see him switch it back a little bit to where Kane and DeBrincat are playing together on that second line.
Yeah.
Because they got a weird,
chemistry.
brothers connection.
Brother.
But seeing Kane play with Rasmussen and Soderblom was so funny because he would just get the puck, move around, wait for both of them, dump it in, be like, go get it, boys. You got those 2 giants screaming in there. And I think Kane likes playing with those guys too. But I think you got to switch it. I kind of need Tarasenko off that second line. But that third line's fun to watch when Kane is playing with Rass and Sodes.
I don't know if Todd was giving it to Tarasenko, like that second power play, but last night at least, my observation was I would have wanted Kasper out there on that second one instead of Tarasenko. I don't know if he was on it, and I would have liked him in that spot for Tarasenko. I think he's a little bit better of a playmaker right now.
Who?
And I think he's just
Kasper.
He's got a better, I don't know, energy to him. At least when I watch it.
They're really trying to get Tarasenko that 300th goal. You could tell.
Yeah.
If
the first 2 periods for sure.
If he already had that 300th goal, Kane would have immediately been back on the second line, and Kasper would be in that power play too. But they really want to do it for him, and that's what hockey is. Like, you do shit like that in hockey, and it's not affecting them. They're still winning games. So I really want to see Tarasenko get that 300th so he can settle down and they can kind of stop forcing it. But like I said, it's not too big of a deal. They're still winning games.
Kasper's so much more athletic than I thought. Like when he almost took out that goalie and saved both of them.
Oh, God.
Kasper's an athlete, dude.
I don't know.
I will never forgive that big-nosed fucking terrorist for putting him on the bottom 6.
Sounds racist when you say it like that. I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about. Man that tried to steal the moon.
You know what kind of doctor he's talking about.
This guy fucking grew. Putting Kasper on the bottom line, it was just the dumbest thing. He has been top 6 his whole fucking life. He has been projected to be top 6 every day since you drafted him. And you're going to bring him in and put him on the bottom line? That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Soderblom, you staying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's never going back to the AHL.
What's the situation? Because didn't he come up for somebody?
I don't know. I don't think. Well, Comfer is injured. But no,
that'd be Shine or
Shine.
Your boy,
oh, yeah,
your
you're
best
right.
friend Christian Fisher.
Christian Fisher, yeah, those are the guys that they're rotating. Fisher was out last night.
Fisher was on a heater last year.
Fisher went on a heater last year.
Right.
But Soderblom, he obviously got the goal last night. He's on a 5-game point streak. He's not touching AHL ice ever again. He's going to stay with the Red Wings.
Yeah,
he is a weapon, and he made some good defensive plays too, using his reach, using his size. Breaking up some. He's slow, so you can't have him out there on 3-on-3. But no, he's getting in where he fits in right now.
Who's 95 in the Kraken?
I don't know. He was fast as fuck.
That dude was fast as fuck.
It was him. They got behind our defense like 3 times.
Yeah, he's fast as fuck.
Fast football.
I gotta say, Soderblom, from what you can tell, he's obviously better, at least like a little bit on his agility. Though they talked about it on the broadcast last night. Much more physical.
Yeah, so I'm a little rough too.
Yeah, that I love that he laid the body.
Be big, play big.
Exactly.
If you're big, you gotta play big, and that's what got him sent down. Was he wasn't because he's got extremely soft hands. He is Swedish. Yeah. I'm a Swedish plumber. I've come to fix the pipes. He's got some really soft hands. You saw he made a nice move, tried to make another little dangle, and it got taken away. I would have loved to see him just rip it right there, but he's got amazing, not even just for a big guy, like he's just got soft hands. But he started playing a little too soft his first trip up here. That's what he got sent down for. And he saw in the AHL, they were putting an emphasis on it, like, buddy, you're 6'8". Yeah. Go flatten some fucking people. 6'8", 250, run some people over. And he's been doing that since he comes back. And, like, you can, like, be a tough guy, be a big guy.
Tough guy,
You get hit by somebody who's 6'8", 250, you're going to fucking feel it. Yeah. So, I love how he's playing.
He fucking loves it, yeah. Les Stanford Chevrolet, no? Tell us about it.
Les Stanford Chevrolet. Les Stanford.
New occasions coming to Ferndale.
New year, new you. How about new car? Les Stanford Buick GMC is here for you. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUV for 24 months with 10,000 miles a year. Only $699 a month or $1999 down payment. Or go to get a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab. 24 months, 10,000 miles a year, $359 a month. Sign and drive. No down payment required. GM discount required for both. Check out Les Stanford. Check out their inventory on LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Together, let's ride.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at LesStanford.com today.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, guys. The big game coming up this Sunday. There's not a better time to try Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and I mean that with all sincerity. Make sure you get the honey biscuits, though. That is the must. If you try anything from there, I promise you, that is the one I full-fledged endorse. The wings second, the pizza third. It's Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, guys. You got to do it. Super Bowl party coming up this Sunday. Make sure you guys get it. I was supposed to say something. What's that one? What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Easy Joe by Spin Rex, young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. We have a special guest coming on, too, former Vice President of Player Performance for the Philadelphia Eagles, also worked the Detroit Lions, the LA Rams, and Miami Dolphins with Sue and all them boys. Coming up here shortly. Squeeze some time in, Smitty. You made a top 5 list. Your top 5 athletes in Detroit under the age of 25. Who'd you pick?
Yeah, here, you can throw mine up there, Chris. My top 5 athletes under the age of 25 in Detroit. Whoa. At number 1, I've got Penei Sewell. I mean, I think that's kind of a given. Like, Penei Sewell is him. He is the best player on the team. He's one of the best players in the NFL. Multiple-time All-Pro now. Penei Sewell, number 1. And number 2, I got Cade Cunningham. Kid's a star. Kid's a stud. He's going to be All-NBA this year. He got his first All-Star appearance under his belt this year. He has been absolutely lights out, and he is truly a franchise player. I said it before. I'll say it again. He is the best Detroit Pistons since Isaiah Thomas, and the kid is just playing lights out. At number 3, I got Jahmyr Gibbs. Talk about electricity personified. He goes out there. He is explosive. He's a top 3 running back in the NFL. Just absolutely lights out every single time he touches the ball. At number 4, I got Lucas Raymond. He has taken his game to a whole nother level these past 2 years. Last year, you saw it with his physicality, his puck battles, the way he protected the puck. He was being more aggressive, and you saw him take off towards the end of the year in that jump to superstardom. Amon-Ra St. Brown is not under 25, Varys, so that's why he is not on this list. Lucas Raymond, that man is lights out. He is going to be a top 3 wing in the NHL very soon. He is playing like a top 3 wing in the NHL right now. This guy is as good as it gets. Lucas Raymond, just an absolute beauty. And then at number 5, you got the big German, Mo Seider. I think he's the next guy to wear the C on this team after Dylan Larkin gives it up. He is everywhere for this team. He plays the most minutes. He's efficient. He's getting more involved offensively. That is an effort of Tom McClellan to get his defensemen more involved. And Mo Seider, not an offensive guy. He'll tell you that himself. He is a defensive defenseman. And he is the best defensive defenseman in the NHL. The guy is lights out. And Mo Seider, I got at number 5. My honorable mentions were Aiden Hutchinson and Riley Green. I think Riley Green's under 25. I don't know. I didn't check that one. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is not under 25, so he does not qualify for this list.
Tarek School's 28.
And Tarek School is 28, yeah.
So we actually have the same 5, just rearranged differently.
Wow.
So as always, put up the correct list.
Skydog, Spenny, Amon-Ra St. Brown won't be 26 until October. Well, 25 is not under 25. So, what are we doing?
Put up the correct
under
list.
25.
As always. Oop.
We get done.
All right.
Penei Sewell is number 1.
Yes.
You got that part correct. Jahmyr Gibbs, number 2. The reason why I have him over Cade Cunningham, I'm looking at them in the respective sport at the respective position. Jahmyr Gibbs is considered a top 3 back in the National Football League. I love Cade Cunningham. He's working his way into that conversation. There are guys right now that people are going to take over to Cade Cunningham at the point guard position. But overall, amongst the peers, by the unanimous vote from the public, fans, Jahmyr Gibbs, top 3 guy in the game. I had to put him over Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham coming in at 3, though, because he's on the ascent. And I have to hurry up here because we got a special guest coming on. Mo Seider, for me, number 4. I think he's closer to a top defensive guy for the past 2 years now, as Raymond's kind of coming into that conversation now. And that is my top 5 under 25 in Detroit. Nick, Chris, quickly, who got it right before we went to break?
None of you guys. No, I think Aiden Hutchinson absolutely has to be on this list.
Okay, you're a Michigan guy.
Really? He was the defensive player of the year before he got hurt.
He played 5 games.
And he had 7.5 sacks. This dude was on pace to break the sack record. Like, I think he would have broken the sack record.
You think so?
Yeah,
but
I believe so. I believe so. I don't think so. I believe it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
so what number was
I would have had Hutch 1, Sewell 2,
who's
Cade
getting kicked
3,
out the club?
Lucas 4, Green 5. I think Gibbs. You've seen what other running backs have done in this
No
system.
Gibbs, no Sider?
Behind this line. Yeah, I would have Gibbs 6, Sider 7. I think Sider's extremely important for this Red Wings defense. But I just think the other guys have made all-star teams.
So Gibbs, the guy who made the all-star team, who led the NFL in touchdowns,
we'll continue
and had
that
2,000
conversation
all-purpose yards.
After you tell us about Lady Jane's.
Doesn't get it, but a guy who
I can't wait
played
to
5
talk
games
about
does.
this when we can.
Let's go to Lady Jane's. Let me tell you about that. At Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, and hot leather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Lady Jane's haircuts for men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins anytime. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find a location nearest you and catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
What up? Welcome back to Wood Heavyweights live on woodsports.com. We're dealing with some technical difficulties. We will have our guests on here shortly via phone call this time around. I don't have any beef with you not having Aiden Hutchinson in your top 5. Yeah. I think he will be there, and deservedly so, next year
very
probably.
soon, yeah.
But the reality is this year, as things currently sit, he didn't finish the season a top 5 guy because he didn't finish the season. It's not his fault.
Nothing on him, no.
Yeah.
We think he's going to be there. We think he's going to be #1, possibly.
Yeah.
But I can't put him in there yet because these other guys play full seasons at a high level.
Yeah.
And have consistently done that now for multiple years. So I think Hutch will be in there, but I can't put him over any of those guys yet.
Who's you going to kick out first? Is it Sider since he was 5? Pane's not leaving. Jameer's not leaving. Cade's not leaving.
Yeah, we'd have to see. You know, most Slider fucking wins a Norris, which he's not going to, but we'll see. See when the time comes.
We shall. Did get a Calder. I think it's...
He got a Calder, yeah, but...
It's kind of... Well, it's not kind of crazy because we got a lot of good guys, but... I mean, offensive lineman's never going to win Rookie of the Year.
No.
They probably could have, but... Do we got... Okay, still working on that. I'm excited to talk to Ted because Ted's worked with Jared Goff. He's worked with my favorite player, Ndamukong Suh. He worked with this Philadelphia Eagles team. So he's well-versed in what's going on in terms of the Super Bowl, our team. As you said, you want to talk about the bye weeks leading up to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I am proud of us as a show. We've not talked about the Super Bowl,
no,
at all.
Not once.
To be honest, I'm not even that. I think it's going to be an amazing game.
I'm hyped for the halftime show.
Yeah. Not looking forward to that. Kendrick guy, but made a bet that I may regret.
Out of spite.
Out of spite?
Or out of hubris.
I don't even know what that word means by definition. But I made it logically because the NFL doesn't let guys wear different socks. They find guys wearing different color socks. I don't think they're going to allow a rapper to come on and parade a diss song.
I mean, it's the #1 song in the world, won 5 Grammys. And
4 Grammys. Relax.
5, I thought.
That's 4.
Yeah, I think Like That got one of this at one of
Best
the
feature or whatever?
something not related to Not Like Us. I think he's right. I think it was 4 of the 5.
So,
Once
I
it
can see
won the
myself on
Grammys.
big billboards, sitting at the Grammys winning 5 awards.
Yeah, once
He's done it 3 times.
Once it won the Grammys, I knew it was a rap. I was like,
Only other rapper to win 5 Grammys in one. Or there's only 2 rappers that have won 5 Grammys in one session. It's Lauryn Hill and Kendrick did it 3 times.
Is Lauryn Hill a rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does she rap on?
Miseducation.
Yeah, her
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Fugees as well.
Yeah.
She was
She's
awesome on
singing.
Fugees. She did.
She
I mean,
raps.
but
Dude, that
she
one
has
song's honestly one of the most beautiful songs ever created.
Killing Them Softly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Killing them softly,
Yes. She's got that one
killing.
We got that other one too where it's like you're just too good to be true. She's an amazing singer.
Yeah, she's a great rapper too.
I guess I gotta listen to her rap. I am unfamiliar with her game. Without further ado, my favorite rapper, Ted Rath. Joined. I'm just kidding. He's not a rapper. Ted, are you there?
I'm here. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ted Rath, one of the leading strength and conditioning and player performance coaches in the world. He's got books out. He's worked for multiple organizations like the Philadelphia Eagles, playing the Super Bowl this week, the Los Angeles Rams, Miami Dolphins, and your beloved Detroit Lions. Ted, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Yeezy. Great to be on with you guys, man. Pumped to talk about a sad season for Detroit. First season I've got to watch as a fan. My heart breaks for those Lions fans, but a lot of exciting times too.
You're absolutely right, man. Real quick, because Spinny had a question about the leading into the Super Bowl, those 2 weeks.
Yeah, Ted, I wanted to ask you, like, not even just leading into the Super Bowl, but like how the Lions had the bye week in the playoffs this year. How difficult is it to kind of keep these athletes, these finely tuned machines, working at their top capacity when they get a week off that they're not used to?
Yeah, really good question. And there's a ton of context that you can dial down into. But the first thing I'll say this, you can either inhibit your chances, you can really screw it up, really, really screw it up bad, or you can maximize it. So to the point, I've had it multiple times in my career. I've been to a couple Super Bowls, Rams, Eagles. And, you know, how we approached it, we actually stopped calling it a bye week because I think there's a psychological load that carries where the players can say, oh, yeah, we got to buy, and I don't want any part of that. So we actually shifted and we started calling it, the whole building, we started calling it a bonus week because we earned that bonus. We earned that bonus by taking care of business through the regular season, by grinding it out and doing what we were supposed to do. That became our advantage. So we started to look at it like that, and then educating the players. You know, I would get up there maybe that first Monday, the head coach would talk, and then he'd bring me up, and then I would be up there, whether it was Sean McVay or Nick Sirianni, and I would talk to the players about what to do, what not to do. Here is what we're going to do from a physiological perspective. Here's how we're going to practice. Here's how we're going to manipulate and undulate walkthroughs plus full speed, fast tempo. And here's how we're going to attack this from a contact standpoint, because you still need to adequately prepare for contact trauma. Your body goes through an adaptive state where it has to be able to not just perform, but also recover from those repetitive contacts. So that's a big part of your body breaks down, whether it's lifting weights, practicing, playing a football game, or going through a hard practice. You need to prepare on all those angles, and then we would optimize sleep. So once again, the schedule can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and I think there's so much science that goes on behind this. That's why you're starting to see the role of, you know, a performance director and some of the things that I've done in my career continue to gain momentum because I've seen it firsthand be one of those separators for great teams winning championships.
Now, with that being said, because I know you specialize a lot in soft tissue as well, and I know that's some stuff that Cooper Kupp, that you also worked with previously, has been dealing with, getting a rumor to be traded to the Detroit Lions or just on the market in general. How would you, I guess, value a wide receiver with that big contract and those injuries coming to another organization in terms of like giving up assets to acquire him? Is that how much longer you think a guy like that's got in his career?
Yep, another good question. Now, in the first thing I'll say, Brad Holmes and Ray Agnew, the assistant GM there, they know him well. They clearly know Cooper. They were there when we drafted him. And the first thing I'll say about Kupp is he is one of the hardest workers, most diligent athletes I've ever been around. And I'm talking, I'd compare him to guys like Calvin Johnson, and that's saying a lot because those are the guys that are some of the most coachable individuals I've ever seen. Aaron Donald was like that too. They like to be coached. They like to be helped. So Coop, he's aging. That's a big factor here. You have to look at the genealogical age, and then you have to look at the repetitive usage of whatever we're talking about. So for a wide receiver, that's his lower extremities. That's the joints. That's his calf. That's his knee. That's the ACL he's been through. You have to use all of that data and quantify, all right, how much tread does this player have left on his tires? With that being said, I think he's one of the smoothest route runners out there. He creates an ungodly amount of separation because he does train the details. Our first full year there, we had him in 2017 as a rookie. That entire offseason, we worked on acceleration mechanics so that we could go in and come out of breaks more efficiently, and that helped him actually build up through our analytics department greater separation. So that's the type of athlete that you're going to get. He's willing to do that. With all that being said, and a long-winded answer, you still have to take in consideration the age of the athlete and the mileage that he's acquired. So with that, I do think he could still be a productive football player for a number of years, obviously barring any type of critical injury. And then the other factor you have to determine, I mean, Detroit, just like LA transitioned to, it's a turf team. The turf does take a repetitive pounding onto the athlete's joints, so you look at that. But once again, I'll go back to him being an efficient route runner. That will help him in that circumstance.
And looking at what happened with the Lions this year, you talked about this in your first year. You could just sit back and look at the Lions. They had just an absolute nightmare scenario when it comes to injuries. And in-season adjusting to something like that, what do you do as a training staff? Is that just like we have to change things and pivot now, or this is just a freak scenario? We got to go with what we've been doing and trust the process? Because they got bombed by injuries all year, and a lot of them were freak accidents, like the Hutchinson one, the Anzalone one. These aren't things that were training problems. They were broken bones because it was two athletes becoming a car accident and their arm was in the middle. But what do you do as a training staff to try to adjust to stuff like that?
Yeah, well, that's a great point because football, there's catastrophic stuff that happens and there's unavoidable injuries that occur all the time. So what you're trying to mitigate is a lot of the ones that are preventable, some of the soft tissue injuries, but also there's some joint injuries that you can look at and quantify. There are a high number of MCL injuries, some of the bigger ACL injuries, all of those things. There's ways to prevent that because when an athlete's at a higher neuromuscular fatigue rate, they're going to be at an increased rate of injury. So we're trying to build resilience to injury. Once you really ramp up that neuromuscular fatigue, which means the player from a neurological and from a physiological standpoint, their central nervous system is taxed. It's fatigued with simple things. There's one term, low threshold motor unit fatigue. It's a fancy word for saying you get tired even if you just stand around. So if we're on our feet and we're doing these repetitive walkthroughs on top of normal practice for a couple hours every day, that's going to build up your low threshold motor unit fatigue, and that's going to lead to an expanded chance of injury. So the first thing, and I got to the point in the last couple stops, I was at LA and Philly, I was handling the practice load. So a lot of that, what I would do from a performance director standpoint, not just building the weight room, but also getting with the head coach and determining what the tempo, what the duration of practice would be, and then also simple things like how we would mitigate loss of rest because we could put in optimal ways to increase sleep, what time you report to the building, how long you're in meetings without a break from that psychological tax and that fatigue. Once again, mind, body, soul, if you're psychologically taxed and your cortisol levels are high or you're stressed out, your increased resiliency goes down, meaning you're more likely to get injured. So I think those are the things. Without being in that building this year, I would have to take a peek under the hood. But I venture to say there are definitely ways where you could alter that and have a greater impact on the health of the team.
And then, Ted, real quick, speaking of the health of the team, you've been through these transitions with coaches leaving, having some playoff success, but not necessarily winning the trophy that year. How tough is it to kind of bounce back that year after 2 tough years Detroit Lions have not attaining their goal?
It's very tough. And the other edge of that is it's the emotional impact. 2 years ago, you're in the NFC Championship game, you built a huge lead, and then you let it slide. That's emotionally taxing. And then you get back the next year, you take care of business, you get the 1 seed, everything's right there for the taking. You get crushed by injuries, but you're just finding a way to continue to strive and grind, and then you lose and you bow out early. That's emotionally taxing. And then you get rated. Your staff is gone. And then you got to replicate that same success. That's a very tough thing to do. The benefit, they built a tremendous culture with Dan Campbell, with Brad Holmes. That's what they're going to have to rely on. They're going to have to get those new coaches caught up very quickly on, what the tempo is and how they need to lead in that building, because I believe leadership builds a great culture. And that's what they got to rely on. It's going to take a lot of work from the players and the coaching staff.
Ted, a team you are very deeply intimate with in the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously you being the director of sports performance from 2020 to 2023 there in Philly, is playing in the Super Bowl. They have one of the single most unstoppable plays in the history of sport in the tush push. And you look at this kind of being a microcosm of Jalen Hurts just being an absolute animal who can squat 700 pounds or whatever it is. Can you talk about Jalen Hurts, what he has to do to perform at that level, and if the tush push will be successful at this rate with any other quarterback outside of Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, that's a big part of the play, obviously, Jalen. But the other side, I would say this, the offensive line, you look how Howie has built that team and how, we've brought in some of the bigger guys, but also some of the more powerful guys across the league. There's a reason for that. You build the offensive line, the defensive line to be dominant up front. The Lions have followed a similar formula with what Brad's done. But Jalen Hurts is exactly that, man. He wants to get after it. He wants to get in there. He wants to mix it up with, the linebackers, with the running backs. He wants to get competitive with them, lifting and being like, hey, bro, I can compete with you guys, because he knows what that means from a leadership perspective. When the rest of the team sees him, you don't think that confidence goes up a little bit every single time they see him putting 400 or 500 pounds on his back and squatting midweek in season? That's how that's how he operates, man. And it's amazing to see, but you see what the leadership does for him.
And Ted, I got to ask as well, you've been around a lot of successful teams. What do the Detroit Lions need to do player acquisition-wise this offseason to reach that next level, in your opinion? Obviously, Brad's been a masterful when it comes to the draft, but Myles Garrett's also on the market too now.
He's another freak, man, and I say that in all the right reasons. I think you do go after someone like that if you can. You know, it's going to cost a lot, but when you start to talk about the impact, once again, how do you build a team? You build a team up front to be able to establish the line of scrimmage, run the football, and then you can build RPOs, you can play action, you can marry your run game with your pass game offensively, but then how do you compete defensively? You have to impact and pressure the quarterback. You do that both through the front and then also the back end, so you have to be able to cover and lock down receivers. But if you can pressure the quarterback consistently, that takes and it alleviates so much pressure from your back end. So I do think you got to build it up front on both sides.
And speaking of building it up front on both sides, this guy, Aiden Hutchinson, you brought him in here to be your blue chip. He's the number 2 pick in the draft. Last year, he got off to the hottest start out of anybody in the NFL. Obviously, the freak leg injury. Coming back from that, I know the NFL is a league full of freaks, and Aiden Hutchinson is a freak amongst freaks. But he was ready to play in the Super Bowl if the Lions got there after shattering his leg. When you get into training camp next year, this isn't like an injury you really have to worry about him flaring up or re-injuring, I would assume, because it was just a clean break. But are there anything you do extra to make sure that there's more, I don't know, paying attention to that or more strength on that leg? Or
the strength of his other leg.
Yeah.
Muscle atrophy.
Well, exactly that. What you don't want to do is create an unnecessary imbalance. What you'll actually see sometimes is where you rehab and you focus so solely on that injured limb, for this case, a lower extremity, a leg, you focus so much that you'll actually create a muscular imbalance through the rehabbed side. So from that, you have to make sure that you're testing, number one, you're using objective data, and you're looking at power numbers, you're looking at things from the force plate, for example, to where you can look at literally hundreds and hundreds of metrics on unilateral asymmetries and saying, hey, his rate of power development or his braking ability is 15% off on that opposite side. That, once again, increases his chance of injury. Anytime you have a catastrophic injury like that, you have to look at the increased odds of creating that imbalance, because then that stresses the system in a whole nother way. And then you're worried about more of the soft tissue things. You're worried about an increased chance of possible instability that could create an ACL risk. All of those things they have to be checking off right now. But overall, it's not, I mean, Aiden sounds like the ideal athlete. He sounds like the Aaron Donalds of the world, like I mentioned, Calvin Johnson, a guy that's going to do everything right. So as long as they have that under control, you have full confidence he shouldn't have any issues, but they need to be checking off those boxes right now through the rehab process.
Spinney talked about it, the freaks among freaks. You've worked with 3 of the most monstrous defensive tackles in my lifetime, and it's a little bit of a silly question, but I got to ask you here, man. Royal Rumble style, Prime Dominican Sue, Jalen Carter, and Aaron Donald. Who's winning that thing?
Oh, my goodness. Number one, they lock them in a cage and don't put me anywhere near them. Those guys are all, man, I honestly, I don't know if I could pick one, because they are all in their own way. Like, number one, none of them will quit. Knowing all 3 of those people as men, like, you're going to have to kill them for them to quit, because that's how they're built, and that's literally how they're going to operate. AD, for her size, is probably pound for pound the most powerful guy I've ever seen. I mean, you look at him, he could do everything that he did. He could weigh between 260, 270 pounds. Stu is 315, 320, certain parts of his career even heavier, and that's where Jalen is. You know, Jalen's probably a little lighter at 305, 310 right now. He's played 315. So you look at those guys, it's insane to think about what they could do to the average human. They are the biggest freaks of the freaks. You're exactly right.
I think I'd take.
I'm taking Aaron Donald, dude. I mean, I love Sue.
Yeah.
I love him, but Aaron Donald, that guy he's literally like a grizzly bear.
Yeah. I want to take Sue because of the little Detroit bias, but you got the lower leverage too.
Aaron Donald had a 6-pack at 380 pounds or 280 pounds.
Yeah, that
like,
made no
it doesn't make
sense.
Hey, Ted, I know you played in college at Toledo, and a guy playing in the Super Bowl is cornerback Quinion Mitchell, former Toledo Rocket as well. What do you think about that matchup as the rookie tries to go up against the best quarterback right now in Patrick Mahomes?
You know what I love about Q? He has shown it's not too big for him. You know, he showed up and he came in, earned the starting job. He never skipped a beat. Here's a cool story about him. Well, it starts here. The head coach, Jason Candle, at the University of Toledo, was Nick Sirianni's college roommate at Mount Union. Mount Union is one of the most dominant D3 schools. So they've had that. I know Jason just through obviously being an alumni. I've maintained connections through the university and things. So we've been tracking Q for a long time. This kid had opportunity after opportunity to bail, to go to SEC schools with the NIL stuff, like people throwing huge amounts of money to him. He stayed true because he said, you guys committed to me, I'm going to commit to you. That's the type of kid you got. So the moment's not too big for him. Whether it's Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, you bring Terry Bradshaw out of retire, he doesn't care. He honestly looks at it like an opportunity for him to go show what he can do on a world stage. That's what I love about it. And him being from Toledo is it's a cherry on top because it's great for the school, and it's really cool to see a kid who's stuck around and done it the right way.
And Ted, again, we appreciate you so much for joining us. This has been so awesome. Your wealth of knowledge in different things is amazing, especially with all of the stars that you've been a part of keeping in the game. One guy that Lions
fans,
around
some studs,
Lions fans can't get enough of. One guy that everybody in Detroit loves, and now he's back to being a part of the team and the franchise, which is beautiful. Talk about freak of freaks. Maybe the freakiest freak of all freaks.
Freak elite.
Calvin Johnson. What was it like with him every year coming in, obviously doing so much to try to keep not only his knees and his ankles and hands and everything good, but just what was it like watching and working with Calvin Johnson, who is one of the freakiest athletes of all time?
Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about CJ. He is literally one of my favorite people I've ever met. And, he is what he is as an athlete. He's an even a better person, man. And I'm not even hesitant to say that. He wrote a testimonial for my book. I actually talk about him. I got a couple of good stories about him. And one of the things I love about him, this is one thing, like from a soft tissue standpoint, I showed him one small pre-activity thing to do, basically a lower limb activity that he could do. It takes between 10 and 20 minutes. I showed him this my first year with the Lions. It was 2009. It was his third year. I spent 7 with him, or his second, whatever it was, 7 out of his 9. And CJ literally did that same exact protocol every single day for the next 7 years. He would come in first thing in the morning. He'd get in the weight room at 6 a.m. and do it. He never asked me again how to do it. He took the coaching, he applied it to his daily habits, and he literally did it every single day meticulously. That's how he's built, man. So whatever you give him, he's going to take. He's not going to say a word. He's going to be quiet, humble, but he's going to go out and dominate. Just like that one game, which I love, is Dallas. When Rob Ryan came out in the media, he was the D coordinator at the time, and said, CJ, he wouldn't even be the third best receiver on our team. And then CJ went off. Like that dude, he caught a touchdown over 3 guys literally hanging on him. Should have been PI. I watched that guy just turn it on and go dominate. I absolutely love that guy. Can't say enough good things.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out that book too, make sure you over to Amazon and order that one. It's Beyond Comfort, Mastering a Growth Mindset with Excellence Through Urgency by Ted Rath. You also got a YouTube channel too, man. I watched one of the videos. You kind of talk about Aaron Donald's training tendencies. What kind of stuff you breaking down on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, Ted Rath Strength Coach is the YouTube channel. We've done a lot of NFL videos, kind of the behind the scenes, that people, how does an NFL team travel domestically versus travel abroad when you have one of these international games, when you have to go to Brazil, London, all this crazy stuff that you have to do. But then also just giving people, a quick peek like we're talking about. What's AD like? Well, here's what one of the things is that built him. I actually played with his brother at Toledo, so I've known AD and his family for a long time. And you look at some of these connections, but the things that I guess I take for granted because I've been in this for half my life, it's the things there that I'm trying to give back and kind of give the public a little bit of that peek behind the curtain, because obviously the NFL is uber popular, and rightfully so. It's an awesome sport and it's very entertaining, but trying to give people the understanding of what actually occurs behind the scenes, that's kind of the goal.
And then Ted, who you got in the Super Bowl, man? Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, I think the Eagles are going to take it, and it's not a hater thing. I'm still bitter. I'll admit that freely. That KC beat us a couple of years ago because I got 2 of the backup rings. But I do think when you look at the dominant D line, I think Jalen Carter could absolutely wreck this game. So if you're Pat Mahomes, you better get the ball out. I think they're going to be able to establish pressure in the interior defensive line, and I think the corners and everybody in the back end will be able to hold up. You look at, guys like Cooper DeJean. If he has a big game, I think they're going to be able to slow down that offense. And then on the opposite side, you got Saquon behind that offensive line. You got Kellen Moore calling the plays. I think they have a chance to dominate this game. I don't necessarily think it'll be a super high scoring game, but I think Philly will be able to actually control the line of scrimmage in this game.
And Ted, our friend Emma has a question for you before we get you out of here. If it came down to it, would you rather fight 10 cat-sized Aaron Donalds or one Aaron Donald-sized cat?
One full-size AD or 10 cat-sized AD? Oh, my goodness. I guess I'm going to go with the one single AD. I'm going to keep my butt off. I don't know. You give me any weapon I can find. I'm going to hit him with a chair. Whatever I got around me, I'm going to use it.
Oh, yeah, Ty, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
You want to shout the book and book one more time before you go?
Yeah, 100%. It's Beyond Comfort, Mastering a Growth Mindset with Excellence Through Urgency. It's on Amazon, easiest way, barnesandnoble.com, or my website, tedrath.com, and then YouTube channel, Ted Rath Strength Coach. But really appreciate you guys. Great conversation. Always happy to jump on here. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. We definitely got to have you back soon.
Yeah, definitely be reaching out next season, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good one, guys.
You too, brother.
Legend. Yeah, we got to have him on and get some of those Calvin Johnson stories.
Dude, I'm telling you, Sue stories.
Aaron Donald.
And then the 1 year Jalen Carter, too. Like, he's been around
and
Calvin
Fletcher
Johnson.
Cox,
He's been around Calvin and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Like Hall of Fame wide receivers.
I should have asked him about Jordan Davis because he talk about freaks.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna corner him and doing the golf and Stafford comparisons too.
There we go.
We'll get that.
Legend.
Ted's been around. The great coaches.
Yes.
Players.
Teams.
All the above. That's just a cool little source to have in your pocket there. But we got to pay some bills. Tell us about Sabbath.
Let me tell you about Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Sabbath Coffee Roasters, delicious, locally roasted specialty coffee dropped off right at your doorstep. Make sure you tap in SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Speaking of supporting local, get yourself some taller long drink from New Holland Brewing Company, another Michigan-based company. You can find them at Total Wine near you. Grapefruit puree and gin-based cocktail, just delicious stuff. Taller long drink, make sure you go get some today. New Holland Brewing Company.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports is doing it big for the big game. Watch party live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. So make sure if you are in the area, go ahead and tap in. That's 21 Mile and Hayes specifically. Book your table before it's gone. 586-247-2223. This is brought to you by 1800 Tequila, Sabbath Coffee, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and also New Holland Brewing Company. So make sure you get in for the big game.
Yo, Jars Cannabis guys are hosting one of the best, dopest events. I cannot wait to be there. February 22nd at Jars Utica. Free food, free admission for the $8,000 in cash prize Rail Jam. For snowboarders and skiers, there'll be a contest. Stick and Darren McCarty will be DJing the whole entire time, and there will be legitimate judges there as well, sponsored by many cannabis companies, guys. Make sure you pull up. I'll be there. If you'd like to meet the boy, I'll be there February 22nd at Jars Utica from 1 to 5 p.m. $8,000 in cash prizes, all skiers and snowboarders. Don't forget to sign up. Must be 20 up and older, by the way. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. He's joined by some more reaction on Chris Nicholas Kohloff. This is a topic I really wanted to get to yesterday, but we just didn't. For whatever reason. We've been dragging this man's name through the mud. We've been calling him the pizza bitch. Been calling him little Chris. And we're just kind of wondering, like, why is he being so cheap? I've asked, is Olympia failing as a company? Like, what is going on here?
Pizza,
Turns
bitch.
out. So I apologize, Chris. He's going through a little bit of a divorce.
That's little Chris.
Obviously, in those situations, you probably want to be a little bit more responsible with your money because you just don't know how much of it she's going to get. It's a family situation, so I do want to be respectful of that. But for me, it does make a little bit more sense of like the spending last year. I'm sure this has been a situation they've been dealing with for well over a year. He's probably gone through some therapy, some counseling. He saw the writing on the wall. He's like, yo, I don't want to spend too much money. I don't know what I got going on. But does this worry you about the Bregman race?
No, it doesn't, because they're spending now. You know, they spent so far this offseason. They have the highest payroll in the American League Central as of right now.
That's sorry as hell.
It is sorry as hell.
That is
but
so sorry.
I think they're going to get a deal done with Bregman. I think Bregman is going to be a Detroit Tiger going forward, and they're talking about $185 million or something like that. But it seems like the Tigers are really the last team really going after Bregman like that. So I think they're going to get it done. You hear Scooble talking about how he wants him. You hear Hinch obviously talking about how he wants him. So no,
goddammit. The fans, goddammit.
The fans want him. If you sign Alex Bregman, you win the Central. So
Mic drop, I win, you lose.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it. Nick stood up out of his chair for this one.
Fellas, first of all, he allegedly had a prenup.
Smart man.
Good for Chris. Good for Chris.
Smart man.
Let's go.
We're back to shitting on you.
City boys.
Oh, it's a legend.
No,
it's a
good.
legend.
Alleged. Yeah, I mean, from my 16-man fantasy baseball chat was deep diving into
that sounds awful.
No, it's the best league I've ever played. It's so much fun. But
Wow,
they
you have
were
more fun with
taking
them than
deep
us, huh?
dives, reading every article, cliff notes, everything. So he allegedly had a prenup, and she does not have like control of the Tigers at all. Allegedly, this is what I've gathered. So we are in the clear when it comes to that.
Miss Lippy's car is green.
This is, I believe, in the long run, going to be a positive. Fellas, this is going to be a positive. What is the best way to get back at your ex, fellas?
Stunt
on these hoes.
Stunting on them. What better way than to be on the TV broadcast of the World Series with the dime piece next to you in the goddamn suite at Comerica Park, maybe even in the new seats that you just set up.
I like
After landing Alex Bregman. Don't stop there. Pete Alonso, put him at DH.
There you go.
Get me every single free agent. Sign Scooble, sign Green. I'm talking spending the big bucks, Chris.
You are so
Go
right.
stunt on these nice
Hoes.
women.
You are absolutely, positively right.
100% right.
Chris, if you were listening, I mean, truly, what is the better? That'll be the story. Because the Tigers are down and out. They had a historic playoff run last year. Make it even further this year. You'll be the talk of the town.
Make her your Yoko. Make her take all the blame. Make her seem like the problem. If once she's out of the equation, then the Tigers start winning. Now the Red Wings are getting hot. Both teams start taking care of business. Great signings here. Oh, the ownership is great. It was because Yoko Ono was in there gumming up the mix. Get her out of there and stun on these. And another thing, us as a city. Listen, Detroit. I'm speaking to you as a city right now. I'm specifically speaking to the baddies of Detroit.
Baddies.
We know.
Where's some?
We know there's a lot of you out there. Very attractive women reside in Detroit. It worked for Michigan, all right? Michigan got their little spy in there to a billionaire whispering sweet nothings into his ear.
That did work.
Go drop some money on this Bryce Underwood kid and get him to Michigan. All right, honey, you keep me like that, and I'll do anything you want. We need somebody to get in there. Give our boy Chris a good rebound. Give Chris some good action. And whisper some sweet nothings into his ear about, signing players, spending some money. It would be so hot if you had a top 5 payroll in the MLB. Like, come on. We can get fish in a wig if we have to. But
I want it.
This guy's a billionaire, and if we had a Tigers fan whispering into his ear after pillow talk, that would be awesome.
I'm not going to lie. Out of Detroit, and Lions fans are getting up there out of popularity, but Tigers and Red Wings girls, hottest
for sure.
I think
hockey's got the hottest. Hockey's got the hottest girls fans.
Yeah, they really do. Okay, Nick.
As diehard fans, yes, but talking about chicks that show up to the park, summertime, like girls love to be seen at Comerica.
So Chris,
that's just a fact.
The ladies,
Chris is gonna be in the press box.
Yeah,
scoping. You got.
Why not? Even if people disagree, if you're a billionaire, who gives a shit what they gotta say?
We gotta buy a press box for a game right next to the owner's box and bring all the baddest bitches we know.
Easy on us Diddy with that sound effect.
Yeah.
That was Nick.
That was Nick for sure.
No, Easy's controlling it.
Sicko. I'm going to call my wedding date. Put her on.
Put her on. We got
I'm
some
cry
Jane.
about it, you know.
I'm grab a couple Janes.
Because I'm going to get it right up in ya.
Bethany. Like,
yeah.
It's for the greater good. And like free seats to the games. Or we're your cousins or brothers, whatever we got to be to do there. But Chris, what better way to get back? Nick, what a brilliant point.
Great point.
Fellas, this is a little bit conspiracy theory, but not as far-fetched. I think it happens, fellas. Chris Ilitch, you have a chance to become an absolute legend. You can end all of the narratives. You can be seen on the biggest platform in the world. You bought your team back to the World Series.
Yeah.
You bought it. It was out of your checkbook, buddy, and you got a dime piece next to you while doing it.
We gotta hit up Unky Tom Goris.
Yeah, show him a good time.
Start having him rub shoulders with Chris
tweaking
Ilitch.
off that 2CP.
Tweaking off that 2CP. If there's one thing Tom
Chris
Goris
is
can
drilling
do,
ladies with T-shirts at the Tigers game.
if there's one thing Tom Goris can do, it's have a good time and spend some fucking money on his team.
Absolutely.
So we need Tom Goris rubbing some shoulders with Unky Chris here.
You guys remember Chris getting popping some bottles after?
Yeah.
He was in there.
He was in there.
I kind of like this, Nick. I mean, beyond just like stunned on these hoes, like he's gonna be on his shit. He's gonna read the new Ted Rath book. He's gonna be fucking grinding, improving himself, improving this damn team. And shout out to
get back.
Burn in the Woodward Sports Chat. Says, I remember Riley Green pulling Chris in and calling him one of the boys when they clinched.
Yes.
Who do you have left when your girl leaves? Your boys.
Your boys.
What a point.
The boys.
Your boys.
Lock it in, Chris.
Yeah, and think about it, Chris. You're gonna be you want to be chilling with the boys. You know who pulls the best tail? Athletes, money.
Yes.
So give Scooble a $200 million contract. Give Riley Green a $200 million contract.
The hoes, it'll repopulate the city with hoes.
They could be back out there with you in the club throwing Benjis. Like, they're not going to do it for what they're getting paid now.
You boost the economy, Chris.
You boost it. It'll all come back. Money always comes back.
Those boys party downtown, too. Nick was there.
Oh, yeah, dude. 4 years, $50 million per. Send it to Scooble right now.
Noah Messi says, bro, still got kids. Everybody's got kids.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean you can't have a good
He's
time.
got babysitter money.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Sure.
No,
he can just lock them up in a safe room, and it probably has slides.
I think they're grown-ups. Yeah.
Yeah, even better. Well, he's got one younger one. But shout out to Dumbo Jumbo in the Woodward Sports Chat. We'll do this if we have to. So K9 got to make a return for Lil Chris.
If we have to.
If we have to.
That's what floats your boat.
I mean, he did that for what, $250? Imagine what Lil Chris could get. K9? I mean, Pete? I mean, whatever you're going to buy these days?
I'm still going to bang R. Kelly at most functions.
I love that take.
That's a crazy drop.
What?
That is a crazy drop.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll do some mailbag. Tell us about merch, Chris.
Listen, we just talked about a lot of money. Go to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there. Get yourself some Woodward Tigers gear, some Let's Go Red Wings hoodies. Everything you want. Detroit sports is all here at Woodward Sports. So go ahead, click that shop tab today. New designs constantly updated throughout the year. woodwardsports.com. Shop tab today. Get some fly new merch.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code word Woodward. Use code word Woodward 1000 to get your first bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it doesn't cash. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
You about to see Chris Illich on the ice cam at the Pistons games? He about to change. About to be a changed man for the good, for the better.
I think he can do it after he gets Bregman.
Yes.
Then he'll get cheers.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta pick your spots.
Yeah, do the right thing, Chris. Do you know what it is? Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yeah. Did you hear Wiz's freestyle over?
I did. I heard 2 Wiz songs actually. Yeah,
I didn't listen to it yet.
He went crazy. That was prime Wiz shit.
Yeah, it was like old school Wiz. He did another one for like one of those streamers. He was kind of snapping too. I was like, damn.
Dude, Wiz had a Hall
He ain't been
of
rapping
Fame.
for like fucking
Wiz had a Hall of
years.
Fame run, dude.
He really did. People loved Wiz.
I loved Wiz.
At the time, I was still such a Wayne guy that I was like in denial of it, just because I was like, yeah, well, it's better than Lil Wayne.
Dude, I loved Wiz. From Burn After Rolling all the way to Cabin Fever 2 were just slaps.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
Rolling Papers, Taylor Allardyce.
Hit that drop one more time, Nick. I want to hear it.
The KG one.
Shout out to Lunchbox Hooligans.
I'm still going to bang R. Kelly at most functions, all right?
Why did he say that?
He's saying he still fucks with R. Kelly's music.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, he said bang, though. So.
Yeah, like bang his
it's
music.
funny. That's one of the funniest shots of him, for sure.
Shout out to KG. Just play the Amon-Ra video. We got to get this out of the way before it'll be dated by tomorrow. Or would you save it for tomorrow? What do you want to do?
Please save it for tomorrow.
Please save it for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Whatever you
For all
want.
you
We only got 4
Miles
minutes.
Garrett detractors, deniers. Us
Money,
truthers
money,
stand
money,
strong.
money.
And we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on our goddamn team. So fuck you. That's all I
I don't
gotta
think
say.
there's many detractors.
Well, they are. They're out there. At least on my Twitter they are. You'd be surprised.
But they want to trade for Cooper Kupp, but not Miles Garrett. Weird.
Racist.
Weird.
Weird.
Sounds like a lot of Knicks.
Real weird. Whoa.
Spin zone.
That was close.
Nikki Sins over there.
Nikki
What's
Sins.
a YN? We got to make that a drop.
Yes. What the fuck's a YN?
Dude, did we not make any drops from the Friday stream?
Oh, dude. We have.
No, we
yes.
have
I mean, I
like
dropped
20.
a hard tard. And we weren't even drunk yet.
Yeah. The tequila thing was funny.
That shit was really funny.
I was
Dude,
like,
that was-
I love this.
This tastes like the best tequila I've ever had.
Even hit the pose and everything.
Yeah.
Legendary night for Nick.
That was great.
For the boys. Yes.
For all the boys.
Chris, you could come do stuff like that with us.
Absolutely.
Imagine Chris Illich pulled up. Bringing the
You were
pizza.
talking about Chris.
Well, he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot Chris was there the whole time.
That'd be so funny. He
Oh,
pulls
dude,
up all
you should
fucked
join
up
us
with a
for the next
$5.
one.
Yeah, Chris, you missed out on a great time, dude.
Chris Illich pulls up function out of his
Subathon
mind.
Fridays every Friday. No.
Dude, no, I want to live.
Well, we learned
I'm
that
still tired.
YouTube takes 30% of those.
Yeah. YouTube
So,
takes 30% off the
Cash
top of the
App.
super.
Cash tag me 31 moving forward. Just saying.
Yeah, that was crazy.
All right.
Well,
we're out of here. We're going to watch these Pistons.
that'll do it for us today.
Love you
Appreciate you
guys.
tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button. Pistons
Smash
Hawks,
the like
or
button.
Pistons Cavs tonight. Bounce back, get back game.
Prediction?
Easy for Nick, for Chris. I'm Spencer with the heavyweights. Chris Illich, go bang some baddies. We'll see you guys later. Peace.